Hi, everybody. Welcome to Theology 103. My name is Julie Vancat, and I am the teacher of the class. A little bit about me. I am married. I have 5 children. My oldest daughter is 22. My youngest is 10. I have 4 daughters and then finally a son. My husband's name is Dan, and we've been living in Omaha basically our whole lives. And I teach full-time at Mercy High School. I've been teaching high school for about 24 years. And then I've been teaching for College of St. Mary's for about the past 5 years. And most of what I've taught at CSM has been online. I teach another class on a regular basis called Women in the Christian Tradition. And then I teach this class. This is the first time I've taught this class during a full semester. Last time it was a summer class. So I've adapted it for the 16, 17 weeks of this semester. A little bit about the course. You should all have this book, which is called The Christian Theological Tradition. The authors are Catherine Corey and David Landry, and this should be available to you at the bookstore. The course itself, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. I have a syllabus that's pretty detailed, and then if you look at the different modules, each module has kind of what's due that week and its due date. A couple things that I do expect. First of all, I expect that you'll be able to turn your work in on time. If you have some sort of, pretty major event that's keeping you from doing that, I need you to communicate with me ahead of time and let me know as soon as you possibly can. I will take off points for late work unless there's some good excuse. And you only have a week to take the quizzes and tests, and I will go back in and take points off if they're late. So please make sure that you look ahead and you figure out when to do things. The deadline for most of the assignments is 11:55 a.m. I have that deadline because I want you to be able to consult with the IT people at our College of St. Mary's if there are any problems, and that gives you half a day before they're unavailable. Therefore, if you work during the day, then you should do your assignment the night before. I also expect that when you're doing anything in writing, that you use good, proper grammar and spelling, and I will take off points for that as well. So through the course of the class, you have several discussions. There'll be 5 different discussions. For the discussions, you're going to communicate with other people in your class. So you post something, and then you have to comment on someone else's post. There are what I call reading tasks, which are more like just assignments where you research something and write about it. And in these cases, you don't need to comment on anybody else's assignment. Also, you will take 4 quizzes and 2 tests throughout the semester. The first 2 quizzes and tests lead up to the midterm. The second 2 quizzes and tests lead up to the final. You also will write 1 research paper. It's a 3 to 5 page paper. You're going to write about the most important person or event in church history aside from Jesus. And basically the class is chronicling the history of our church, okay, or Christianity as a whole. This first week is pretty easy. I think you are, let me just double check. You're reading chapter 1 and part 1 intro, which is basically just some introductory information. And this week you're also going to introduce yourselves. You're just going to do that in writing. And there's some more detail on the module about what you should say about yourself. I also want you to know, I sent an email about this that I hope you got, but I am going to be having a meeting on Tuesday, the 17th of January at 4:30. And it's in Walsh 115. Double check the email. I think that's the room number. And I will be there to just meet people and go over the expectations for the class, try to answer any of your questions before the semester begins. That's totally optional. You don't have to attend, but I just thought a little face-to-face interaction might be good for us before we start going online. So anyway, I look forward to a semester with you, and I hope that everything is pretty clear for you on Canvas, but if you have any questions or concerned about anything, please let me know. Thank you.